Um, Before we get started with our stream today, I just want to go through a couple things. Me and our guest. Our guest is with us here as well, which is Mr. Brandon Armstrong. Brandon, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic, getting ready for the big day that I get to start flying here pretty quick this week. I'm
Absolutely.
excited.
Absolutely. We're going to do some tests, folks, to make sure we can hear him okay and you can hear me okay. So just bear with us just for a second. Hey, Google, watch BVI pilots on YouTube. Just got to make sure everything's
Cool.
good before we go too far. That's not the right one. Hey, Google, watch BVI pilots live on YouTube. Let's try that. I know we're live, but sometimes Google likes to be silly. Hey, Google, stop. We'll just do it this way. I'll just pull up my phone. It's usually quicker to do it through my Google thing, but
You know, it's funny. Mine's not working either. Like, I said the same thing and it pulled up
Open
something
YouTube.
totally different.
collapse that. Let's go to live. Hold on. Here we go.
Yes, you are live. I can confirm that. I'm casting over to my nest.
Oh, we're at 86 subscribers now.
Yep, I think 2020 did it. Yes, you are live. I can confirm that. I can be heard.
Okay, there we go. There we go. So we know we're live. We know that you can hear Brandon. You can hear everything going on. I believe. Do you got it in the background, Brandon, running on yours?
I just stopped it, but yeah, I did have it running in the background.
Okay, I want you to put it back on for a minute. And I want you to see if you can hear. I'll tell you when. I'm going to do a test to see if you can hear if I play like audio from something else, like YouTube or
Hold
whatever.
on, let me get it. Let me get it. Go back up here and I'll send it over to my... Here we go.
Let's see.
Well, I can hear NVDA.
Well, let me see if you can hear. See if you can hear this. Hold on. Okay, see if you heard that music come through.
Hold on a sec.
Yeah, it's got to catch up.
Yes,
Okay,
I did hear that
perfect.
music.
So, folks, we've been talking about uh, you know,
Dialog. Banner landmark. YouTube home visitor link.
well, a lot.
Clickable skip navigation button. Search landmark. Search combo box.
We've
S.
talked about autonomous vehicles, autonomous airplanes, and I want to see if I can find the report here. Autonomous.
Left parent 111 right parent. Noah's airplanes. YouTube.
Let's see if I can find it here.
Same landmark. Clickable. Clickable advanced aircraft technology. Finding possible aircraft system setting level 3. Clickable airspace modernization. Radiant technology registered site. Clickable former Tesla engineer Airbus built autonomous plane. ICNDC 1 year ago. 19 minutes 250. Clickable watch my flight in autonomous plane. ICNDC 5 months ago. 9 minutes 17 seconds. 21,713 news link. Watch my flight in autonomous plane. Heading level 3. Clickable button action menu. 21K news bullet 5 months ago. Clickable heading level 3 link. Watch my flight in autonomous plane. ICNDC.
Okay, so
My flight in and autonomous plane.
I'm going to just play a couple short clips here. I wish Brandon could hear it, but he can't. Either way, let me just
Visited. Watch my flight in autonomous plane.
skip the dumb ad.
This may look like a regular
have an
Cessna
ad,
behind
right?
me, but it's
Oh, no,
anything
no.
but. This plane has the ability to fly completely autonomously.
Cessna
Now, I'm
that
about to
flies
take a ride,
autonomously.
and unless something really unexpected happens, the safety pilot on board isn't going to touch the controls once. Autonomy is everywhere these days.
I'm actually
You can drive to work,
and
deliver your lunch,
Okay,
and secure your home.
so we're going to go through
But are
this
you
first,
ready to
and
let
then
it
we're going
fly
to
our
talk.
plane?
So let's let this play.
Welcome to X-Wing, a Bay Area startup that wants to put cargo flights in the sky with no pilots. This is an experimental Cessna 208 Grand Caravan, modified with X-Wing's Superpilot autonomous flight system. Superpilot is a suite of software and hardware that can perceive the world around the plane, make decisions, control the plane, and communicate with human monitors on the ground.
So right now he's doing automated pre-flight checks with the system, so the trim's being checked, the flaps are being checked.
I'm about to see how it all works by letting Superpilot take me on a fully autonomous flight. We begin taxiing to the runway in manual, with the human pilot at the controls. But with the push of a button,
X-Wing auto flight system engaged.
Superpilot takes over.
So we're in X-Wing's fully autonomous plane. Ryan, the pilot, is sitting right next to me, but he's not going to do anything. This plane is about to fly itself. We're about to take off.
Taxi. Auto takeoff initiated. Airspeed alive.
Oh, that's right up my alley, folks. Right up my alley.
This is really cool.
It felt so natural. Like if I didn't know what was going on, I would think a human was flying this plane.
Cessna 132 is making scales down, wind be no factor.
Okay, so we're actually flying an automated mission right now using FAA waypoints. So we're going to fly to intercept this waypoint, and we're climbing on up to 3,000 feet. As it's climbing, it's using its maximum torque available, which is essentially power to enable it to climb as quickly as possible.
Autopilot is not a new concept. It's been around almost as long as planes.
Okay.
Some experts estimate as much as 90% of commercial flights are automated.
I'm going to pause for a minute, because this is what we're talking about. There have been a lot of people, and I forget what the site was. I'll see if I can find it. But after surveys, and surveys is where we get our data, where we get our, percentages and all that, there's a lot of people that are scared to trust autonomous technology. Now, some might say, well, John, you only like it because you are visually impaired and that's what you want to do. You want to be able to fly in an airplane and blah, blah, blah. No, folks, it goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. I've always been into aviation. I've always had a big desire of flying. I love to fly. But it doesn't change the reality of it, the facts on what autonomous really is. Over 60% of people right now, as of 2023, say they are either afraid or would not trust to fly in or drive in or ride in an autonomous vehicle or airplane. Brendan, what is your thoughts behind that so far?
Honestly, 60% of people are scared to ride in an autonomous vehicle. Okay, well, here's my thing.
Yeah, here you go. Check this out.
You use, whether you realize it or not, as a person who is driving or using appliances at home, you're using a form of autonomous technology every single day. For example, a GPS. You may put the destination into whatever GPS system you're using, but you're not manually telling it, hey, give me this term to go here at this point. It's doing it all on its own.
Exactly.
So if you're scared to ride in a vehicle that's autonomous, why aren't you scared to use other stuff that's autonomous, like appliances or GPS units and things like that? You use it every single day, and you don't even realize it, people.
Let's go a little deeper. Let's dig a little deeper with the autonomous. People that have bad hearts and have to have pacemakers.
Yep.
That's autonomous. You trust that with your life. And I bet you would if you had to have it. You'd say, okay. The odds of you crashing in an airplane right now are really, really slim. That's without anything added in, any other perspectives added into it. It's always been that. It's always been the data showed and proved that the chances of crashing in an airplane compared to crashing in a car, you have a 70 to 80% chance higher of crashing in a car than you do an airplane. Now that's just the safety of an aircraft. Now let's talk autonomous. A lot of people probably don't know this, and you should know this, but you probably don't know this. There are, I'm not going to say all pilots, because some like to fly on their own, but a lot of pilots, when the gears come up and the flaps go in and you're climbing, you're probably already on auto pilot.
Yep.
Now, yes, there's still a pilot sitting there. There's a co-pilot there. But they're enjoying the ride just like you.
Same thing with our space capsules that we have now. They're autonomous. You have a pilot and a commander. They're not doing anything, but they can if they need to.
Yesterday, I watched the arrival of our astronauts. And did you watch it? I watched the whole thing.
I did. I always watch the arrival and the launches.
And every bit of that is automated.
Yep.
When they leave the space station, they're not doing it. Now, they do have the ability, if while in space, if they wanted to take it for a spin, they could do that.
Yeah, they could override it.
But as soon as they hit auto again, it's going to get itself set up to come, back to Earth.
Yep.
I trust technology just as much as I trust getting in the vehicle with somebody. in some cases, I trust technology. I'd rather get in a autonomous vehicle than some people that I know that drive.
Yeah, I mean, let's just be honest. Autonomous vehicles can make split-second decisions a lot faster than a human.
Exactly. I mean, I understand why people have a hard time with that. See, I think for those of us that are visually impaired, we are more prone to using advanced technology.
Yeah.
Because we got to learn to use it as we grow up. You know, it's like giving a sighted person your laptop and tell them to activate your screen reader and go read this website. They don't know anything about it because they never needed to know.
They've never had to live that life. And, you know, I got to say, I think maybe people are scared of autonomous vehicles because of, I mean, let's just look at our culture. We have a huge dependency on driving in our country and worldwide. And I think some people have this fear factor of, oh my God, it's taking the driving ability away. You know, why do we need to lose this ability that we've had for
And Brandon, I can tell you right now that there are countries that already have self-driving vehicles.
Absolutely.
Why, you might ask? Because their roadways are more simple. The layout of their what's the word I'm looking for? Their landscape, I guess, is laid out more simple.
Yeah, we have such a complex network of roads and highways. It's amazing how we can actually get around this country.
Some of these countries you go to, you'll see that all the streets look the same.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the houses are lined up the same, the style the same, the roads are the same. That's just how they do it.
Yep.
But that makes it easier for self-driving vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Here's something for you to bite on, people. You're scared to trust autonomous vehicles and airplanes. But we trust drones to defend our country.
Exactly.
The only thing I'm doing here is trying to raise awareness. Let's listen a little bit more to this, because I did not know they had a Cessna that had this. It really got my attention. I'm not going to lie.
This is really cool technology.
And it talked.
Yeah.
That tells me right there that we can make this stuff talk. No doubt.
Absolutely.
No doubt. And did you hear who owned that software?
No, I didn't hear the name of the company
X-Wing.
who owned it. Oh, yeah, X-Wing Pilot.
That's a sim.
Boy. Wow, talk about
Or is that not the same?
coincidences.
I'm thinking of X-Pilot. Never mind. But X-Wing.
No, that's
different. Never mind. Overlook that. But
Yeah.
anyways, I mistaken because there's a similar simulator company that does stuff. But anyway, let's listen more.
Takeoff is always manual, since it would require a split-second decision to abort. Most landings are also done manually. And even at cruising altitude, it's the pilot's responsibility to monitor conditions and take over any changes to the flight plan.
In our system, the system is designed from the ground up to be able to detect, identify any fault, and keep flying throughout the mission.
Maxime Gariel is X-Wing's Chief Technology Officer. It's his job to figure out what behaviors the plane needs to fly safely from taxi to landing.
So the system can be broken down into three pieces. The first piece is the auto flight system that allows the aircraft to fly as well as to taxi. So it's really like controlling all the control surfaces, controlling the brakes, actuating all the switches. Then the second portion is the perception system that allows the aircraft to see what's around, to understand its surroundings, and to make decisions. And finally, the third portion is the communication system. So being able to communicate with air traffic control, with the ground control system that we have, as well as with other pilots.
The plane is full of sensors, LiDAR, camera, radar, all of these designed to help it detect other objects during taxiing, takeoff, landing, and navigation.
Oh, there's the traffic right there. Finally see it visually.
If Superpilot does detect another aircraft in the flight path, the plane can automatically adjust its plan to avoid a potential collision. It's worth noting we weren't relying on the object avoidance technology during our demonstration. That was done manually. On the ground, a human operator monitors the plane and the flight plan. But if everything goes according to plan,
our ground control station operators don't honestly have to do that much. We're mostly a radio operator at this point. We are supervising our autonomous system and making sure that everything is healthy and all good to go, and it's making smart choices about where it's going. I'm not doing anything to interface with the airplane. I'm only talking to other airplanes or air traffic control.
Back at 3,000 feet, Ryan shows me how Superpilot's precision gives it a major advantage over human pilots.
So this is one of the displays that's integrated with the system. So it kind of tells you the system is engaged in auto mode, and then it tells you like the current indicated airspeed and altitude. You can see they're perfectly stabilized. If I was flying the airplane, it would be embarrassing. I'd probably be all over the place, but perfectly stabilizing cruise right now.
To be clear, that is not a slight on his skills as a pilot.
Yeah, so Superpilot has much better awareness of small changes that are required, so it's very hard to be as precise.
And that translates into better efficiency as well?
Correct, and also like just human fatigue, like you can only focus so hard on something for so long.
X-Wing isn't planning on sending passengers on pilotless flights anytime soon. Its target is the cargo industry. X-Wing CEO Mark Pietti founded the company in 2016. He had started flying planes just a year before and saw what he calls the unfulfilled potential of aviation.
Aircraft are amazing vehicles, but the problem is they're hard to fly. When you drive a car, you kind of have a sense for the amount of grip the tire has on the road. You can see obstacles relatively easily because and then react to them fairly quickly. When you're flying the aircraft, you don't get any of these reference points. You don't know how much wind there is out there. You can't feel how fast the vehicle is flying. And when you're looking to avoid other obstacles, you have to spot them miles away.
Mark says a fleet of self-flying cargo planes can reduce costs and improve accessibility for small communities around the world. But it could also be a stepping stone to help pave the way for autonomous passenger flights. Let's face it, people are still getting used to the idea of letting their cars do the driving. Convincing them to take the pilot out of the cockpit at 30,000 feet will likely be even harder.
Try this unusual bedtime ice hack tonight to change your life for good. You may not know this, but the biological difference between overweight...
Feel comfortable if I wasn't here, or?
That's a great question.
I think you could look at it the same way people looked at elevators in the turn of last century. I mean, what would it take for me to get into an elevator without an operator, a human operator on board? Well, I don't know. Shoot. You're looking back now, you'd be like, well, that's silly. Why would you need a human to go help you press buttons on an elevator? But back then, this was very controversial. Our grandkids will get on vehicles and will ask themselves, well, why did you ever need pilots on board these vehicles?
But what would that mean for the future pilots of the world? We've gotten used to seeing robots take over manual labor and manufacturing jobs. But we like to think careers that require years of specialized training are generally protected from becoming automated. Still, Ryan says he welcomes X-Wing's autonomous planes. Once the technology has passed the regulatory process, the company plans to start with regional cargo flights that most pilots don't want.
The normal mission for this airplane is like fly from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. The airplane sits there from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then fly for 1 hour at the end of the day.
We actually think this technology is a job creator as opposed to something that will take away jobs. There might be some changes in the types of jobs that people have, right? There's going to be a lot of jobs for remote operators and network operation centers to supervise these fleets of uncrewed vehicles.
X-Wing already operates a fleet of 35 aircraft that fly piloted cargo flights around the US. The company is hoping to have its Superpilot technology certified and in commercial operation in mid-2025.
Auto land sequence initiated.
So it's starting the landing sequence. So the flaps already went to 10. Slowly increasing the pitch attitude. The smooth touchdown. Another beautiful landing.
So now that I've experienced my first self-flying flight, I have to say that it really didn't feel that much different than any other flight that I've been on. I mean, yes, I did have a safety pilot sitting next to me who was ready to jump in and take the controls if anything did go wrong, but the autopilot was engaged really most of the time, and it felt really smooth, really natural. I really couldn't tell the difference between the autopilot and the manual pilot. So it's not a matter of if, but when this technology is coming. So I want to know what you think. Would you take a flight in a self-flying plane? Let me know in the comments below.
Here's what I'm going to do, folks. I'm going to post this.
Left there, 111 right there, no airplanes. Op 29.0.
Still with it, Brandon?
RCV 4 left there, every stream chat 669.
Yeah, I actually want to weigh in on one part of this whole video that I was just
normal cursor.
Yeah, go ahead, I'm getting
listening
the chat set
to.
up.
So,
Normal cursor, stream chat.
every time this subject comes up in any video, no matter what it is, I always hear, oh, it's going to take away jobs. Oh, it's going to just eliminate jobs. Well, my honest opinion, I think this would actually open more job opportunities for people like you and I if we could get into that industry. Because, I mean, we wouldn't need to have a pilot sitting next to us. We could just trust the autonomous software to fly the plane for us.
Yeah, and there's
so I think it would be a job booster, not a job killer.
There's still things that we could do to manage the airplane.
Yeah.
Not, I don't mean as far as guiding it or anything, but you know, the normal. You know, if all of it spoke, there's a lot of stuff we could check, we could verify.
Absolutely.
We could say, okay, yeah, it's you know, look, folks, I'm not saying that I did. It'll never happen. Let's come to reality on one thing.
No, obviously not.
We will never, ever, never will we ever transport passengers in an airplane.
Nope.
Now, do you want the other side of this opinion? If the technology is there, and we go through all the educational stuff and learn it and get that certificate, license, whatever, that says, yes, you know everything to know to be in that airplane. Why is it so hard to say if you want to risk flying in your airplane by yourself or with somebody else? Well, don't we already do that? Don't we already risk
exactly
as a sighted pilot? There's only one difference here, folks. Your eyes are giving you the ability to look around you, to look at all the panels and control this airplane manually. We can't do that. We'll never do that. That's not going to happen. My point is, though, if that's something that we want to do, does it really got to be that big of a problem? Especially
I don't see it as a big problem.
If the technology passes for cargo, why would we not have the right to own an airplane with with autonomous technology where we could fly around at our own choice?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we wouldn't be able to fly it. And there could still be laws that says if you disengage your autopilot or that autonomous technology, you disengage it, you'll lose your rights to ever fly again. There could be a simple solution to that. Something that would tell the ground that this is an autonomous airplane with a private pilot that is required to fly with autonomous technology enabled. It's just like telling someone that has a vision condition on their license that says they're required to drive with their glasses.
Yep.
Or someone that's blind but can see enough to wear one of them headsets, and it says they are required to wear this headset. What is the difference in trusting that headset that a blind person can wear to drive, but not give us the ability to trust technology that will just fly us, keep us safe, and have fun at the same time?
I don't see a big difference.
Honestly, what's the difference in that? Technology is allowing you to see good enough to drive the vehicle. But without that technology, would you be able to drive? No.
Nope.
Your eyes would not be able to see good enough to drive the vehicle. So you got to wear them special designed. It's more than just glasses too, folks. It is, I mean, this thing's like a mini computer on your head. What is the difference? Somebody tell me
Like
that.
I said, I don't see any difference. If somebody can do that, why can I, as a person who can't see completely and is totally blind, why can't I fly an aircraft with autonomous technology like this super pilot? Because
required.
That's really cool. Yeah.
We've got the technology that would let somebody know if we was trying to cheat that system.
Absolutely we do.
And there could also be a backup auto flight program to where if the autonomous spotted an error, this other system was only designed to land the plane at the nearest location.
Yeah, it'd be a redundancy system.
Yeah. Something went wrong, it would tell you fasten your seatbelt, emergency landing, blah, blah, blah. And then, all this could be done. This isn't just, it's just a couple blind people just, dreams are too big. Wishes are too big. It's never going to happen. That's not what this is about. It's trying to help people understand these conditions. It's no different when I compare to someone driving with that headset on than if you took that headset off of them and they drove. Somebody would get hurt, possibly die, head-on collision. I mean, sighted people, I want you to think about this. How does it make you feel to know that you could be going down the interstate and the car coming at you had the driver in it wearing one of them headsets?
And I also got to say, autonomous technology, whether it be in a car or an aircraft, I think that, honestly, if you had something like Superpilot in every aircraft, I think it would cut down significantly on the number of aircraft crashes. Significantly.
100%.
I mean, because what is it we always hear? Airplane crashes,
and
pilot
this
something
system
go wrong.
Would go through and do a self-check of the entire airplane, and it could spot something much quicker than we could, even before taking off, saying, you know what, the voltage going to this motor, whatever it is, this sensor is not working at its full capacity, whatever it might be. It could pick that up a lot quicker than we could.
I'll give you an
All
example
we
of that.
know-
Like that regional. Sorry. Finish your thought.
Like I say, all we know when we do this, the checks and all that, we flip switches, and if it shows that it's on and it's working, then yep, it's working. But a autonomous program could pick up the things that you don't see, things that are going on internally that might not match 100%, and say, wait a minute, we're detecting a lower amount of electricity going to this pack, to the packs 1 or packs 2 or whatever. These things that are internally that we don't see.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. Like, I was going to use that flight you were on a while back to Louisville with the packs overheating. Like, if that autonomous technology had been installed on that plane, then I bet you anything, before that plane even took off, it would have detected something and said, hey, we got a problem here with one of our systems internally.
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, some can't understand when I say that, the one thing that I'm going to be doing is actually taking classes. And it's, to some they say it's a waste of money, but to me it's not. Because look, I know I'm not going to go out there and fly the airplane in the class. I know that. I might get to go up with the pilot and, experience that. But I'm doing it for the education part of it.
The
I
knowledge.
want to learn as much as I can. Going through the class, there might be some things that are going to be difficult for me to learn. But a lot of it, I will learn. A lot of it. And I don't know. I'm a person that keeps dreams much closer than a lot of people would. They separate dreams from goals because they put this what if in between. I don't put the what if.
Yeah, I think they create artificial barriers to prevent, actually going out and exploring something like this. Like, I hear a lot of that too. Oh, what if this happens? Well,
I take that back.
What if it doesn't happen?
A good mission statement for the way I base my future is based on what if. What if I did this? What if I did that? The what if is what gets you to where you want to be. And I'm picking this up because we were just talking about this in class, that, a mission statement says everything about the future of whatever it is you're doing. Just like simming. What if we created TFM? Oh, we created it. What if now we could adjust the speed? Now we can adjust it. What if now we can pick up the weather? Now we can pick up the weather. All these different what ifs that we're making, that's going from what if to just is. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But like I said, the main goal here is to help you all out there in the world to understand what autonomous really means. It's beyond airplanes and vehicles. It's our phones. It's our microwaves. It's our
basic lives.
It's our
daily
ovens.
lives.
It's our schooling. It's everything. Our cars. Someone that owns a
think too
Porsche
many people
can get in the Porsche and go down the road, and they'll put on the self-driving, and that's okay. Why?
Yep.
Because they're behind the wheel. But in reality, that autonomous is going to be much quicker, more responsive than you'll ever be.
Mm-hmm.
So let me leave you with this. And we want you guys to think about it. And we're going to come back.
Restream chat. 15 Sunday, March 12th, 2020.
Every Sunday we're going to do this. We're going to come back next week. We're going to do some more research throughout the week. Get some more stories for you. We're going to share videos, stuff like that. But we're going to ask you right now, and then you come back next week and you let us know.
Restream chat.
What if? Where do you put what if in your life when it comes to the future of technology? You got blocks, like Brandon said earlier. These.
I call them artificial barriers because,
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
see it a lot when I talk about this subject with some people. I'll always hear, "It can't be done." Well, why can't it be done? Why not?
Op 29.
Exactly. So, our question to you is, are you one of those people that have set artificial barriers in front of you because of your own fears, your own anxiety, your own conditions, your own opinion? And on the other side of that, we're asking you,
Op 29.0.
what if? Would you be okay with it? Would it really be that big of a deal to you that somebody wanted to trust autonomous flying on their own? Now, could there be a plane crash? Sure.
Absolutely.
Could you die?
I'm not.
Sure. Could you crash
Yeah.
and someone else die? Sure. But can I ask you another question? And I want you to think about this. Are these not things that are already things that can happen?
Start recording checkbox not checked. Stop streaming checkbox checked.
Your regular pilot flying right now at 40,000 feet could possibly be on their way with 200 people headed to vacation, dreams of their life. And these same exact things could happen to them. This one pilot is responsible to keep these people safe. But the fact of it is, there's always something. There's always a chance for something.
Yep, the risk factor is always there. You know, it's never going to be zero.
The better the technology, the safer you are. Think about it. Think about this. You got 20 different airplanes in the sky right now. One took off from Florida, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, New York, California,
Austin.
Hawaii, Austin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. Okay, all these different spots. And every one of them planes are flying autonomous. Every one of these planes already know where each other are. They already know. Before they get anywhere near each other, they already know that, okay, I've got a plane in front of us 80 miles to the northeast at 35,000. I better go ahead and initiate altitude change. The plane that's coming at them will go down a couple thousand feet, and the plane that's, and the other plane will go up a couple thousand feet. Or one will turn to a left heading, or well, you don't really say left, you would say to a degree of, let's just say west, okay? 270 degrees, and the other plane will turn to the east at, was it 90 or 70? 90 is east. Yeah, because that's a straight, 90 degrees. Think about this. I learned this in class too. A right degree turn, completely straight right, is 90 degrees. Like if you're going to turn to the right, so if each was to the right, that's 90 degrees. Right?
Yep. Yep.
Anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. We're going to be doing a lot more with this. If you don't mind, give us a thumbs up. That does help out the channel. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. You could also send other people here to subscribe. And if we find out that you are responsible for other people subscribing and you've got the most subscribers in the last month and a half, you could win yourself some Mad Cash gift card giveaways. Hey, $100 is $100. $50 is $50.
I'd take
and
$100
$25 is
any day.
$25. So, get subscribers over here. We're going up. We're at almost 90. And I've noticed we went up quicker. Well, we'll see. I'm gonna see where we're at in a week. I'm gonna stay on 2020, not even go on P3D for at least another week, and see what the numbers are doing. Because I think 2020 might be responsible for some of this. So,
I bet it is.
Anyway, y'all have a good day, a good night, wherever you might be. Remember that autonomous technology is something that we already live with. The question is, when are you going to really accept it? Because it's coming, folks. More and more every day.